didn't, I would forget what I wanted to say. So it's really kind of for my benefit. It was my trick as a teacher. The kids always thought I was so prepared, but really the PowerPoint was just my guide. So I knew what I would be saying. There we go. Are you all able to see that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So everything I'm probably going to say, I know you all have heard. Everything that I'm sharing with you is something that I've been taught, whether it's been through the books that I've been reading or the podcasts, or the Social Selling Academy with Kristen Boss. And I would say that the biggest thing for me has just been my mindset. And this quote is probably one of the things that's been guiding me from the beginning. Sometimes you just have to stop being scared and just go for it. Either it's going to work or it won't. That's life. So I have definitely, I didn't dip my toe in the business. I jumped. I leapt. And I haven't thought twice about it. And there have been quite a few negatives with the reactions I've had from people, but that hasn't deterred me, because the benefit of jumping in and not being scared and just going for it has far outweighed the negatives. So, I have lived my life afraid of everything, and I've just stopped doing that. And so that's been that quote has just been something I have hanging up here, and I look at it all the time. Stop being scared. Every time that comes in my mind, oh, don't send that text. You might be bugging them. Stop it. Go for it. It's either going to work out or it's not. You got a 50-50 chance. Oh, don't post that. Someone might not like it. Stop it. Go for it. So that's really been a big mindset of mine. And then I think what I've been focusing on more than anything is the know, like, and trust. That I don't remember where I got that from, who I got it from. None of this is me. This is me utilizing tips and tools from other people. But, I've realized that before people decide to do any of this, they've got to know you, they've got to like you, and they've got to trust you. And so there's so many ways to build that. And, we've heard a million times, you've got to know your who. And, we've been taught if you sell to everyone, you are selling to no one. So one of my first things was realizing, who am I talking to? For me, every time I post, I'm thinking about the perimenopausal woman, the woman in her midlife. So every single time and you know what? There might be a 20-year-old that could benefit from this product. There might be a 60-year-old that can benefit from the product. But when I'm posting, those aren't my who. I'm posting every single time for my who. That's the middle-aged, perimenopause. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I'm having all these changes in my life. I don't feel like I used to feel. And every single time I post, that's who I'm thinking of. And that's my who. And so because I know my who, I am finding them. I'm commenting on their posts. And, we can go into groups and do stuff like that too, but I'm focusing more on the people that I know. I'm commenting on their posts. I'm responding to their stories. I'm loving them. I'm caring for them. I'm seeing them. And I'm authentically doing it. And that's why I feel like, we've been told go into all those groups and we can do that. And that's great. But for me, I struggle with that because I don't feel authentic doing that because I don't know you. So if I go into all these groups and I comment, I feel fake and I don't like feeling that way. But when I'm on my thread and I'm seeing my people and my friends and my family, and I can comment and show them love and comment on their stories and interact with them, that's real and authentic for me. So that's being more beneficial for me than going into the groups. Not that I shouldn't go into Facebook groups and do it, but I'm focusing more on my who, on my Instagram, on my TikTok, on my Facebook. And but finding that who and narrowing it down is huge. It's huge. And then letting them know that you hear them, you see them, you care for them is so important. But it's a lot of work. I'm not gonna lie, it's a lot of freaking work. When you know your who, one of the things that really stood out to me is you post for them every single time. I don't think about anybody but my who. I don't think about the haters. I don't think about the person that's going to be like, oh my goodness, this person posts about plexus all the time. I don't think about them at all. Every post is for my who. And even if it has nothing to do with plexus, even if I'm just posting something about my family, I'm still thinking about my who. When my who needs this product, sees this post about my girls' trip, how are they going to connect to it? Every post, whether it's about the product or not, whether it's about a testimony, whatever, is to my who. They're never, ever far from my mind. And I'm never, ever thinking about the haters, ever, because they're going to hate no matter what. They're not going to buy my product. I'm not posting for them. They're not my who. And be vulnerable. I have definitely learned I got to show people me, not just my product. I am selling myself. That sounded a little racy, but you know what I mean. I am the company. My products and business are something I offer, but I'm selling myself. They're not going to buy anything from me if they don't buy me. They got to buy into me. They got to know, like, and trust me, or else they're never going to buy from me. I had a call right before we got on here, and I answered, and she said to me, it was my uncle who's been deceased for 8 years. It was his ex-girlfriend. And she randomly had my number from years and years ago. And she said, anyone else, I would have never made this call, but it's you. And I trust you. And if you're saying these products work, I believe in it. And I've been watching you, and I finally decided to call. But that was a big mindset I am not plexus, and I'm not promoting plexus. I'm promoting me. And plexus is something that we offer. So that was a big mindset shift. And to be bold. And one of the things Kristen Boss says is there are thousands of reps. How are you going to stand out? Like, you have to find that thing that's going to make you stand out. Everybody is sharing plexus graphics. Everybody, we are all selling the same products. What makes them want to buy from you? And honestly, if I had to say why I haven't sought out one person. I think I have 50 some people. They have all come to me. I have not asked one person to be on this product. I have not DM'd one person about the product. Every single person has come to me because I am being vulnerable. I am showing people me, and I'm showing them the hot mess that I am, the goofball that I am. And I have become comfortable with being uncomfortable. So I don't know. And social media is a must. And utilize it all. Stories, reels, feeds. And I don't just throw stuff up. I'm constantly planning my work and then working my plan. Like, I'm thinking about, you know what, this is good for Instagram. They all have different audiences. A story is going to get a totally different view than a feed. I'm going to have 200 to 400 people that actually, and I can see who look at my story. And a feed doesn't go to that many oftentimes. I mean, hardly at all. So I have to think about, what do I want in my story? What do I want on my feed? What do I want on an Instagram reel? What do I want in a TikTok? So I have to think about that. But social media is a must, and I use all of it. Like, I'm learning reels. I've learned TikTok. I'm learning stories. I'm learning all of it. And it's overwhelming, but I know that it's what I have to do. And for instance, I use this example of Facebook. In my mind, in my mind, I don't tell everybody it's Monday motivation, but Monday is always something motivational. It doesn't have to be about the product, but it's going to be motivational. Tuesday is going to be some sort of testimony about a life change, testimony about a book, testimony about a product. I don't know, but I know there's some sort of a story testimony. Wednesdays have become my Wednesday live. I go live every Wednesday, and it's going to be some sort of wisdom. It really isn't wisdom, but I say it is, and people believe it when you say it. And if you believe it, they'll believe it. And I do that on Facebook and Insta. Thursday is some sort of teaching, some sort of value that I'm going to give, some sort of teaching. And it might just be a status, but it's going to teach something. And Friday is a free for all, because whatever happens on Friday, it's Friday. And in everything that I post on all social media, I'm either thinking, does it educate, does it entertain, or does it encourage? And those are the 3 E's. I forget who told me that. We've all probably heard that. But when I used to post, I would just post. Now I don't. I'm always thinking about, is this educational? Is this entertaining? Is this encouraging? And I have to plan my work and work my plan. Some people plan it on Sunday, their whole week. I don't have to do that. I'm a pretty spontaneous person, so I can sit with something and make it work, but I'm still planning it. Like, I never just go onto Facebook and just type it. Everything's in a document first, and I play with it, and I mess with it, and I type it out, and then I'll put it on Facebook. Like, I never just open up my feed and start typing. So I'm planning it, and then I work the plan. I sell every single day, but I don't even have to mention Plexus to sell. Somehow I'm selling by showing up, by loving on people, by posting, by responding. So when I say sell every day, when I first heard that, that intimidated me, because I was like, oh my gosh, if I'm Plexus, people are going to be like, but you can sell every day and not even have to mention the product. I can sell myself. I can sell my confidence. I can sell, my wisdom. I can sell motivation. So you're selling every single day. And then I know we've read before, it takes at least seven times or even longer to really get somebody to the point of saying, I want to buy. Even like Ginger that called me tonight. She's like, I've been watching you for months. I didn't know Ginger was watching me. She finally called tonight. And then leading with the benefits, not facts. Sometimes we have all this information in our brain and we want to share it. And people don't care about the facts. They care about their needs and how we can meet them. And we need to speak in everything to their needs. That's why knowing your who is so important. Using their magic words. When I go into Facebook groups, I watch and see what they're posting. I watch and see what are their words they're using. I'm exhausted. I'm tired. I'm overwhelmed. I pull those words out of what they're saying about themselves and I put them in my copy. I don't create those words. My who does. So I'm going into menopausal groups. I'm being a Facebook stalker a little bit. And I'm reading, what are they saying? What are the words they are using? And I'm using those words right back at them. And then that leads to copy. Copywriting is a must. And Yvonne sent this book out to everybody. It is a must. This Confident Copy by Kristen Boss. It's if you ever see my long paragraphs, that's all copy. And I'm still learning it. I don't have it mastered yet. I am far from mastering it, but I'm learning it. I might be. So copy, words matter. And this is kind of the little steps that they walk us through, that Kristen Boss and other people walk us through. As soon as you start to write, like, I don't write copy. I write copy about once a week because it's long, it's detailed, and there's a call to action at the end. So there are steps that I take. I call out my who in the beginning. I write for them and to them. I am talking to them. I talk about their problem and I agitate it. You feel this. I use those magic words. I know you feel this. I know you feel that. And I agitate it. I make it like 10 times worse. And then I write a line or something that starts to relieve the pressure a little bit. But there's hope. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. And I start to get them a little pressure relieved, but then I remind them of their pain again. It sounds sucky, but pain sells. We have to get them. They want a solution. So we have to agitate their problem and their pain before we offer them the solution. I could easily just throw up a product picture, but I didn't build any emotion in them. I didn't get my who to say, oh my gosh, she just said everything that I feel. She just spoke to me. Is she talking to me? How does she know? Because I'm spying on you. And I know these are the words you use. I know this is what you feel. And I'm going to agitate it and really get you pissed off about how you're feeling before I tell you that I have a solution. And then, so every single time I'm writing copy, I follow these steps. I don't just sit down and just start blah. I follow copy because I know that Kristen Boss knows what she's talking about. People want to feel seen. They want to feel understood. They want to feel like they have the power to make a difference. They want to feel like we're serving them, and they want to feel like the need can be met. And in my copy, I have to get them there. I have to get them at the end saying, like, I want them when they contact me, like so many have. What do I have to do? You've already sold me. What do I have to do? Where's the link? Sign me up. If you're doing copyright, that's how they should contact you. So yeah, and then the solution. And they even say, like, when you tell them the solution, they want to know a time frame. Like, I confidently say, in less than 6 months, I will have you here. Now, I don't say in less than a month. I usually say about 6 months. I show them confidence. Oh yeah, this is big. Oh, so this is the model that she gave us. And she talked a lot about how we have to bridge the gap. There is a gap between, first of all, she talks about there's a circumstance, there's thoughts that go with that, there's feelings that go with that, there's actions, and then there's results. So initially, our who, I use this as an example. Their circumstances, they're 20 pounds overweight. Their thoughts are, I'm in menopause, I'm never going to lose it. It's just not going to happen because I'm in menopause now. So their feelings are, I'm defeated and I'm frustrated and getting older sucks. Their actions become diets that don't work, or just getting mad at themselves so they binge eat, feeling so frustrated and defeated that they don't even exercise and they become a couch potato. And the result is they still have 20 pounds to lose and nothing's happening. So the gap that needs to be bridged to get to the other side, our copy bridges the gap and offers the solution. So however we write, however we sell, however we promote, we want to get them to this other side. What's their circumstance? I've got 20 pounds to lose. What's my thought after reading your copy or watching your TikTok or watching your story or your reel? Wow, I feel like this might be possible. I feel capable. That's my thought. What's my feeling? I'm actually feeling confident and hopeful and excited. What's my action? I'm going to get these supplements. I'm going to make better choices. I'm going to start getting off the couch and start exercising. What's the result? I'm going to start to lose weight and I'm going to get healthy. So to get them from the left, circumstance, thoughts, feelings, action, results, to the right, it's us. It depends on our copy and our selling. We bridge the gap. The product is the bridge to get there, but we have to draw attention to that gap. We have to sell the process to get there, make them the hero and not us. They're in control. They can do this. And that was big for me, understanding that gap and how to get them from here to there and realizing how much I'm a part of that and what I choose to post and how I choose to say it is the bridge that gets them from one part to the next or one side to the next, if that makes any sense. And then these were two quotes that just really stood out to me. I'm a big quote person. I love quotes. You don't build a business. You build people, and then the people build the business. And I really spend a lot of time thinking about my people, not the business or the product. I think about my people, and I speak to them. And I love that I have a product that can help them, but you know, by building up the people, by caring for my people, by loving on my people, the business is being built. And I loved this quote. At first, they will ask why you're doing it, and later they'll ask you how. How did you do it? And so none of that is my own. These are all just the tidbits that I've gotten from the classes that I've taken. And those are the things that stood out the most to me. I probably talked way too long.
That was amazing. And anybody that follows this will be just as successful as you. But yes, it does take work for sure. It takes planning, but it's worth it. It's definitely worth it. Can you just explain in a couple sentences exactly what copy is? Because I remember hearing it for the first time. I'm like, what the hell is that?
So there is content, and then there's copy. Content is, you know, maybe copy is always going to have a call to action at the end. You're going to stir up a lot of feelings. You're going to hit all their pain points. You're going to offer the solution. And at the end of copy, you want an action. You want that direct message. You want that phone call. And it is different than content. So when I'm doing a Wednesday live, that's content. And everything that I do, and I don't know if I said this, everything we post, everything we do has to provide value. If we don't provide value, nobody's going to know us, like us, and trust us and want to buy from us. So even if I'm putting a picture up about my family, I'm trying to think about how does this picture provide value to my who that is out there. So content can be your story, your poll, where you're just asking people, what should I have for dinner tonight? And they answer, and you're getting to know people. That's just content. But copy is where you are writing specifically to your who. You are speaking directly about their problem, agitating it, and stirring up in them a desire to act at the end. So your copy always wants to lead to action at the end. I don't know if that explained it, but content we're always doing. Content or copy is so very specific.
Yeah, like content is it's hitting me with teaching and stuff. because I'm going to use this in teaching too. I just love how much I'm learning here. Content is like facts and just what you're kind of regurgitating and sending out there, but copy is very focused and you know what you're doing with it.
And it's emotional, like it tugs back.
Them and their feelings and giving it back to them. Am I right or am I wrong?
Yes.
Yes. Being able to relate to somebody on a specific one thing, you know what I mean? Like you said, you could just put out content, hey, lose weight, feel great. But when Kim is going into specific, I'm having these terrible hot flashes or whatever it might be, it's a very relatable, detailed, specific thing that hits somebody deeper than just being like, yeah, we all want to lose weight, you know, but you just take it another level deeper.
She said here, copywriting is the difference between your audience connecting with you immediately or them taking months and years to feel connected to you on some level. With copywriting, you create instant connection with your audience. You have buy-in much faster. Copywriting is what separates the best from the rest. It is the use of words to get your audience to think, feel, and take action based on how you communicate with them. Yeah.
It's your own words. So it's not like when you say copy, it's not you're copying and pasting something. Like
no,
it is your own word.
Your own words. Yep.
You're creating this because they're going to feel that.
Right. Yeah.
And I think it's interesting because in education, they tell you not to, like the whole idea of copyright is like, you have to make sure it is your own words. It's interesting how they're using, she coined the term.
I know.
Yeah. It's actually writing copy. It's actually writing copy. What we're doing here, where I know what you mean, Jen. I mean, because I work in publishing, so everything is copywritten.
Yeah. And she says here something else that she said, copywriting is a learned skill. No one is naturally good at it. It will feel uncomfortable and hard at first. And you need to be okay with it. You need to realize this is a muscle that you haven't used before in your business, and it will take practice and time to get good at it. The best way to learn is to apply the lessons and take action. And so that's what I've been trying to do. I'm trying to learn it. And this little book here, she walks you through it. You mess around with it. She has like the little chart in there about bridging the gap. Yeah. And
Kim, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Does she talk about length of copy?
She, basically she says when you go for your copy, it's going to be longer. So that's why she says all of your other content has to be valuable. Because if you're just spewing out crap, if you're just putting a graphic up with some Plexus products and saying, these are awesome, buy this, you haven't shown them, you haven't gained anybody's trust. So when you put a paragraph up, they're not going to read it.
Right.
But if your content is always valuable, and every time they read a snippet or a quote or watch a live, they feel like they're being heard and seen and they're learning from it and they feel like there's value. When you put that copy up, they're going to take time to read it. Because she said you can't get them where you need them to go with your feelings and all of that in a short, it's going to be longer. That's why your content has to be so valuable so they take time to read your copy. Yeah.
I love that. And I love what she says is like, your audience wants to hear you. Like that's the whole premise behind this is to be authentic to you, because that's what people are looking for.
Yeah.
They want to hear from you, not a copy and paste. It's, so you're more relatable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's how you can put, I guess when you're speaking to your people, they're listening.
Yeah. And they know you, you got to use your Jersey. If you're Jersey, you got to use, you just got to, and it's hard to be that vulnerable. It's hard, like I put that picture up today. I don't know what I was thinking. Like, why didn't somebody say my hair should have never looked like that? And so when I was putting that picture, that was like, one of the first things I said was, look what in a year, clearly I needed to get a new hairdo, but I didn't realize it then. Like, you've got to laugh at yourself. You've got to be, you have to be vulnerable. And I guess I'm getting better at it because I know it's what I have to do for the content to provide value. Yeah. But that was a hard picture to post today because it was ugly. It was not good. But, I don't know. Yeah.
That was incredible, Kim. Thank you so much for sharing.
Stop
so
sharing.
Good. And you were so good at it. You're brilliant. And
well, like I said, everything wasn't me. It was stolen. I am just using it. I'm utilizing it like crazy. Yeah. So,
hey, Kim, can I steal it from you now? Can you send that presentation to me?
Yes.
Especially that one slide from the negative to the positive.
I screenshotted it, Michelle. I'll send it to you.
Thank you.
And
I can email it to you, and then you can mail it out to everybody if you want.
And I do a call of action for everybody. When you guys are sharing and doing posts, share from the heart, share authentically, use those tips, and you create it from within. And, it makes a difference. It truly does. Like when I do posts and I talk about, escaping my house, like I'll get, people will reach out, they won't necessarily comment or like, but they're reaching out. So, 7 years in, and, when I do those authentic posts, that's what people want. They want to hear you. They want to hear the real you.
I think that's something that I never realized. Kim's always been telling me the last 3 months, your story, people need to hear your story. Like, I never thought that my story would reach so many people. I was ashamed of my story. And now it's like, my story is helping people. People don't want to hear about plexus. They want to hear my story, just like she was saying, my story. And then they want to know how I took those steps.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because when people hear from others, they realize they're not the only one. And you became their voice.
That was eye-opening for me.
Mm-hmm. And the products can be the solution.
Right.
We have the solution, but we have to hit them with the pain first. We have to show them the realness of, of why, because every time I write, I think to myself, what did I need to hear? What did Yvonne say that got me to say, bring it, girlfriend, I need it? So I kind of write to me too. What were the words I needed to hear? Because I said yes to this. You said yes to this. Why? Use that language,
Yeah. Well, it's not just the products, it's the community.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, it's just the products. I don't like getting girls.
So
that's definitely an added bonus, all of us. Yeah.
Oh, I love it. Thank you so much. Does anybody else have any other questions? Yvonne?
Not a question, but if anybody wants that slide, reach out to me and I will send it to you. Kim will send it to me. That will probably be the easiest process. And also, guys, 3-day event tomorrow. Invite your people, everybody, anybody. Just pull them off the street, get them into the group. I don't care.
So that's the 3-day event on the Getting Healthy page.
Yes.
Getting Healthy from the Inside Out. And then it will go for 3 days. And then Thursday night is the closing ceremonies.
You are the mayor of that, by the way. You're going to be drinky Thursday night. So
that's okay. We'll make you proud, Yvonne. Don't worry.
I don't even have to think about it. So I was like, Jackie's in charge. Thank you so much for doing it.
You're welcome.
I appreciate
You're welcome.
that. So get involved, guys. Get people involved. Comment, all the things. We want to make this one day it's going to be huge. We want people to be like, how much is it to get in? Right. It'll always be free. I'm only kidding, but you know what I mean.
Kristen Bach says it doesn't always have to be free. We can work up to that.
I guess you're right. You're right about that. But that would not be okay with Plexus, I think.
All right. So I guess we are going to close it out. Thank you guys so much for hopping on tonight. Kim, thank you so much for sharing. And also, just real quick, we wanted to go over, did y'all hear the incentive? If you add 3, you get $100. If you add 6 ambassadors, you get another $200. So you can make an additional $300 this month and share it with your people. I mean,
Why are they being so generous for us, Amy? They just keep upping it,
oh my
right?
gosh, I mean, it's amazing. I don't know. I mean, it's a God wink. We're all here. I'm just like, it's crazy. If you're blessed, be a blessing. So
Bless me, a blessing.
share away what you love. Use Kim's tips, and let's all have a good week. So everybody get your pink drink selfie ready for the 3-day challenge tomorrow.
Okay.
All
Bye,
right. Good
everybody.
night, y'all. Thanks for hopping on.
Wait. I have to do the
Kim.
wheel beside Amy.
Oh, okay. Well, Michelle's doing
Oh.
wheel side. POS.
I'm
is-
like,
Forgot about Wheel Decide.
the POS is Tamika.
it doesn't matter. It's done. I just did it. And Julie S.
Oh,
added the
Julie, excited.
Just so you know, POS is on the wheel as POS. Just so you know.
Tamika.
I didn't want to exclude anybody.
I have a
So,
question. Did we decide on the book?
No, we're gonna poll it.
Well,
They're gonna put it
Gotcha.
up. We're gonna poll it.
I'll put it on the team.
Congratulations, Julie.
Cheers,
There she
Julie.
is.
Woohoo.
Oh,
She's like, what did I win?
So many.
We
of you
don't
are
know yet.
doing so
It's a
sweet.
surprise.
You all look awesome. It's amazing. Thin faces, thinner bodies. It's amazing.
We use this thing called Plexus, Julie. Okay.
Yeah,
So just in case you haven't
might have heard of it.
I love how 2 weeks in a row, Michelle says when they're like, what did I win? She's like, we don't know yet.
Oh,
we
just
take
so you
good care
know,
of you. Oh,
Michelle Larshide, who won last week, won manicure. That's what she won. So that's what she won. Yeah, we never know. We're tailoring it to the people.
Nice.
Nice.
and encourage your ambassadors to put their 100 PV under the 100 PV club, because I'm doing the drawing the 16th. Susie won the $100 for last month to reimburse her product. So make sure you reach out, even if they're wholesale customers, have them put their 100 PV under there, because they're an ambassador, they're eligible. Okay. So good night, y'all. I'll be quiet now.
All right.
Good
Thank
night, y'all.
you.
Thanks
Good
for
night, everybody.
Bye.